Hello and welcome to Teal House Farm. Today we're going to take a quick look at everything we have going on because there's a lot. Give you some updates on some of our projects and some new projects that we've just started. So let's go. Alright, we're going to start down here in the chicken shed. They're just a little bit too little to put them outside. Probably in a couple weeks these guys will be ready. We have 6 teenagers. Our original plan and order was delayed due to the extreme cold we had this winter. So these teenagers we bought because the kids were so excited to have chicks. So we bought chicks and they weren't coming, and so we decided just to go to the farm store. We just bought a couple chicks so that the girls would have something. And then 6 weeks after their planned arrival date, our ducks and chicks arrived that we had ordered, and we also hatched a few, and they're all mixed in here. You can definitely see the breed size difference, and that's pretty cool. We have 2 types of ducks and 3 types of laying chicks. This year we are trying out the best nest box, and we will let you know how that goes once we have chickens old enough to be laying, so that'll be quite a while. We also use a nipple waterer for our older chickens, and it works really well, and it keeps the mess down. It holds a lot of water and they aren't knocking it over, so it really helps to keep the coop nicer, especially once the ducks are out running around, and the ducks just create all sorts of problems when it comes to water. So we'll keep a little water out that the ducks can get all nasty, but then everybody else will have fresh water in the nipple waterer. So really highly suggest having a nipple water system, especially if you have ducks mixed in with your chickens. The goats are doing really well. We're down to 2 right now, but we're going to be getting a couple more here really soon. We had Nubians the last few weeks that we got from Wolf Ranch, and they have been great goats for us. But we've decided that we want to go in a different direction breed-wise. One of the main reasons is that Nubians are really loud and really kind of needy divas. And so we kept one Nubian doe. There she is. That's Uhura, and we kept her because she has excellent milking teats, and we're breeding her to that Saanen buck over there, that's Devo, to get a mixed breed, which should still be a very good milking breed, but maybe a little less of a diva, hopefully. But you don't want to keep your boys and girls together because 1, the boys are stinky and make the milk stink. And 2, they kind of harass each other. So goats like having friends, though. We don't want to just separate them up. We have 2 paddocks right now, but just to separate them would be mean. They'd be really lonely. So we're going to be getting 2 more. We'll get a wether for Devo, and we'll get another female. Just kind of looking around. I think we'll get a meat breed, and Sam will have to fill you in on the details of those because I don't quite remember what he said, but I think the idea was to get a meat breed that will also breed some meat goats, and the 2 ladies can live together and the 2 dudes can live together, and everybody should be happy. Who was licking the chocolate cupcake frosting? You don't know who that was, do you? Here, go show them. We're showing them something. Go show them where your little house is. So now that we have a truck, a real farm truck that can actually haul heavy things, we do plan to get a milk cow this summer as well. And so we need more paddock space. So Annie is showing you. We plan to fence in down here to make a new smaller paddock for goats. That gives us 3 paddocks to rotate our goats through. And then we are also fencing in the rest of our very large field down there which will be perfect for a milk cow and probably a couple small beef cattle, just so everybody's got a friend. We're very excited about this. Not having a truck has really prevented us from being able to do a lot of things because we just couldn't haul anything. And you don't want to get a large animal if you don't have a way to get it moved or to a vet in an emergency. Like, that's just not responsible ownership. So we've really been waiting a long time in order to be able to afford a good truck. And now that we have it, we feel like we're going to be able to do a lot more things this summer because moving equipment, moving large animals is no longer a big issue for us. So Sam will be using the turbo wire again. We used it for the goats since last year. It's worked great. Uhura made a couple escapes very early spring when the grass was coming up and it just looked greener on the other side. She got zapped pretty good and has not tried to jump the fence since, so it's really doing its job. And so we'll be fencing in those 2 areas I showed you with more turbo wire. Highly recommend it for the goats.
Greenhouse.
Greenhouse is doing great. Open the door for me, Annie.
Yeah.
We have onion starts in the back, which I'm actually going to transplant outside today. We grew our own onion sets this year. It did exactly what people were saying online it would do. You're going to plant 200 onions, you're going to end up with 20 starts. The germination rate was very, very low, but it was still really fun to try ourselves and to go ahead and make our own onion sets because they're very expensive to order and have shipped to you because it's a live plant. We have this is a mustard greens, which is good, mixed with the spinach. So the lettuces are doing great in the greenhouse. There's some kohlrabi and just mixed lettuce growing in that pot. And radishes and some carrots. These are cabbages. I don't know how they're gonna do in this basin.
Well, you don't need to touch them. Oh, you have to wash your hands.
I've tried a couple different ways to grow cabbages outside in containers in the garden. Now starting them really early in the greenhouse. They just don't do well for me. It's just, I guess that's one area of gardening I am not good at. I'm not good at cabbages. So they're just not looking like they're gonna make it. They just look like they're kind of struggling. So we'll see what happens. In our container garden, we put out a few more things from the last time we showed this to you. We have garlic in the back and onion bulbs that we bought at the store that we planted to go with the sets.
And we had come over here
and this is more onion sets, which we're going to try in the tires. I am going to transplant the ones in the greenhouse into this tire today.
What is this?
In the back we have our potatoes, which you can see are starting to sprout through, which is great. Once they get between 4 and 6 inches tall, we're going to cover them up with dirt and put another tire on top. And we should be able to get 3 tires high before they're ready to be picked. The main garden, we haven't done anything. I need to get in there and pull out the weeds that have broken through our straw barrier and then lay down a big layer of straw to keep weeds from growing in this year, but it's just too early to plant here. We have another probably 3 weeks before I can put things out. We've started seeds indoors, started tomatoes. I'm gonna do peppers today, get those planted. I've started squash varieties inside, cantaloupes inside. So there's a lot of things started, but it'll be another 3 weeks before danger frost is gone. This was our first year trying a hot compost pile. It's actually going really well. It needs some more water. I need to do that. But generally, it's going really well and it doesn't smell at all, which is great. And it's a great way to really reduce the amount of waste that we're producing because of the hot compost. We're really able to compost more things. Okay, final thing we have going on is we are hatching goose eggs.
Yes!
Do you think it's gonna work?
Yeah!
I hope so. We have 4, so we'll see if we get any.
Maybe.
And today is also a special day. What's today?
My birthday.
It is. Micah is 8 today, so happy birthday, Micah.
Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you soon.
I
Say bye.
say bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good job.